Here at Caravan Salon in Düsseldorf, Germany, the largest RV show in the world, or caravan show in the world, we're taking a look at this 2026 Mog X. This thing is wildly impressive, so cool, so fun to take a look at, and it is on the Mercedes Unimog chassis. Very curious what y'all think. Let me know down below in the comments as we go through this video your thoughts, and I would personally really love to see stuff like this in the United States. Let's go take a look, come on. Another video. If you're new here, my name is Myles with Firmly Unbound, and we are here again, like I said, at Caravan Salon in Düsseldorf, Germany, which is one of the largest RV shows in the world, if not the largest. You can see here we have some really awesome stuff at this show, like these motorhomes here. We also have some super expensive, more like diesel pusher style motorhomes here at this show. Crazy other big motorhomes like these here that I hope to take a look at as well while I'm at this show. So many different awesome builds of different caravans and motorhomes out here in Düsseldorf, Germany. There's like thousands of things to take a look at. So really cool event to come to if you ever get the chance. It is around the first week of September every year. So August going into September, and really fun event. This here is the Mog X. So that is the name of this brand and this model here, again on the Mercedes Unimog chassis. Really cool look on this chassis. You see all the, different stuff that we have going on. It looks like we have a snorkel here coming into the engine, and then we have our recovery winch up front here with some auxiliary lights there, some steps as well to get to the engine area. Since this thing is tall, I mean, it is definitely sitting way up off the ground there. So you can see with the other people how you have to step into that thing, and it is it's not sitting low on the ground, that's for sure. Absolutely massive tires, and you can see the wheels there as well, plus your suspension system underneath there. I don't know all the like specs and super particular information on these parts of the build of this motorhome, but you can just tell obviously by looking at it how robust it is and how it's really designed to be able to tackle just about anything that you would want to be able to take on with a motorhome like this. Outdoor cooking area here, 2 gas cooktops, and then we will, before the end of this video, go over like the specs and kind of an estimate on pricing on this, so stay tuned for that. That will be towards the end of the video because I'll have to look up some of that information. Have this batwing style awning here that goes around the corner of that motorhome. Then you can see kind of into the motorhome there what your windows look like. You have some storage spaces back here. Obviously huge ground clearance here along the back. I mean, that looks like that's dang near like 3 feet there just to the lowest, the absolute lowest area, and then you get even more ground clearance as it goes further back the way this is angled here. So pretty unique on that, pretty dang cool. And then if I extend the camera up, I cannot actually see the roof myself, but I do know that there is a Starlink satellite up on the roof, and then we have solar up there. So I'm gonna extend the camera up and show y'all. You should be able to see what it looks like up there and get a good look around on the roof. But basically between the solar and solar charge controllers and inverters, along with the fact that there are 2 alternators in this motorhome, so that all is going to allow this to run basically however you want, whether it's the engine acting as your generator for this motorhome or your solar setup should be able to run everything on this motorhome. Also see cameras on the sides here, so kind of like security cameras there, and we have some storage doors and whatnot. But let's go ahead and see if we can hop inside and take a look at what we got going on the inside here. We'll wait till we get an opportunity if there's some people in here and go look at what's going on inside. You can tell the lighting already just looks really beautiful. Okay guys, and I'm here with Tristan. He is part of Mog X, and he's gonna walk through some of the stuff here on the Unimog chassis for us, so we'll let him take the mic for a second.
Hello, this is Tristan, and I walk you through some things on the Unimog because we have like 3 really special technical engineering on the Unimog, which makes this a very special vehicle. So the first thing is, if you follow here and look at this, we have tire control, so you can inflate and deflate the tire with this just by pressing a button in the driver's cab, and this is integrated in the axle, so there's nothing you need to put on from the outside. That's really helpful, so when you go through mud, sand or gravel or anything, you can just do this while driving, even like at 70 or 80 kilometers per hour. So the second thing is also that we have these beadlock rims, so when you unscrew these screws, you can just take out the outer rim and take off the entire wheel. So when it's like punctured or something, you just take it off, take the spare wheel from top, put it on there, or screw this back on, and then inflate the tire, so there's no need to, you know, have like a separate compressor or anything. Another thing is, if we look at it from the front, and that's a very special thing, is if you look underneath, the axle usually goes into the middle of the wheel. But here we have something called portal axles, which gives you a lot of more ground clearance, because the axle is like above from the middle of the wheel. And also another really big advantage of that is that it creates the torque not over the axle or in the differential, but on the wheel itself, which gives you a lot of more torque. Yeah. And then the last thing is... One sec.
Ja.
See you often. So the Unimog has like an automated gear shift. So when you drive it normally on the motorway, it's like an automatic. But the really good thing is, when you pull this lever, the clutch folds out. So when you're driving off-road or you're carrying like very high loads, you know, you can drive it with a clutch and give it like a very nice precision.
This is what your view looked like from the driver's cab here. Pretty sweet. Chairs are very comfortable, and you do have an access door back here into the motorhome portion. Plus, ceiling height in here is great. You can see plenty of space here. Sitting at, I'm 6'1", so I mean, you could be very tall in here without any worry. You got multiple different monitors in here, monitor here, monitor there, and everything looks just very sweet in here and all color matched with the leather. That is really nice. So really, really cool chassis. Another detail here on the outside, I didn't know what this said actually, because obviously it's not in English, but this is indicating this is a carbon fiber shell here. So the reason that they do this is because here in Europe and in Germany, there's specific licenses that you need for different trucks. From what I understand and from what I hear, it's like they have different truck licenses out here. So a little bit different than what we experience in the US. So this here, they try to keep a standard base build on this under 7,500 tons, which is how that's explained to me. I don't know exactly how many pounds that's indicating because I haven't done the conversions and whatnot. But basically the intent here with building it with a carbon fiber shell is to give you the ability to be able to travel with this more easily and not have to experience so many licensing issues and issues with like taking it on a ferry, for instance, here in Europe, versus if it were like a 10,000 ton type of motorhome or 12,000 tons from what, you know, I hear some of the other weights can come in at. So pretty unique, a full carbon fiber shell. You have the Batwing awning again underneath here, and then we should be able to hopefully step inside here. We'll see if someone is inside at the moment. Okay, looks like we got a moment to walk in. So very unique entry step. You can see it's kind of like a, I don't even know, it's a very unique shape, but it gets very narrow here where your entry step is, and then you can see that little step that flips down. As we walk up inside here, have like a boat style flooring, almost a boat style aesthetic in general. I don't know if this door will open up for me, but we'll see what some of the storage is. And then as we look around, really beautiful lighting in here, just like everything else here in Europe. But this one really stands out. I mean, it's a very warm light tone. It looks really nice, very, very bright in here. They don't do a lot of ceiling lights out here in Europe, which I think is neat. There's no overhead lighting. It's all coming from, you know, the accent lighting with the LED lights that is essentially providing all the light in this space. So as we work our way back, really, really lightweight materials. Again, they're really trying to emphasize this goal of staying under a certain weight mass. So all of their furniture is made in-house with this brand. They make even like their windows and everything is manufactured by them so they can meet specific weights. And that allows them to do some pretty cool stuff too. So you can see how they have this curved little spot here in your dining table area. It's pretty nice with that. Your dining table here does look like it can collapse down and make this area into one long bed, which is already crazy because this whole thing is a bed, and this here is a little bit more of a weighted backrest, so it has some weight to it, so you can lean up against that and use this as another spot to sit. But once you remove that, this whole area is your bed, and then you can drop the table down and extend your bed out even further, so you could have basically a bed that's like 8 feet, 9 feet long or so. That's pretty neat. Step back this way. Got your skylight up over your bed space here, and then your skylights are going to have your, let's see if it has a, there we go, has your bug screen from one side and your privacy shade from the other, and that is like a full blackout privacy shade, so if you want to block out that light, you can. I'm pretty dang certain everything on here is going to be like a dual pane window and likely an acrylic window. And as we come back this way, got your European outlet, looks like light switches, USB Type-C ports, and then we have a little refrigerator portion right here. But that is just either refrigerator or freezer. Looks like refrigerator maybe. But that's just number one. There are more in this motorhome. Have a solid surface, non-porous countertop. So I don't know if this is like a Corian material or exactly what it is, but you can see how thin this cover is for the sink, but still solid. Nice charcoal stainless steel sink color. Got your designated spot for your trash cans right here in that drawer, and those are soft close. And then you have 4 drawers right here. We can see what their drawer construction looks like. A little different because this feels like, yeah, that's all like a lightweight metal material. Soft close on those. Oh wow, they got like specifically, you know, built out foam pads here for, they have an induction cooktop. So here's an induction pot that you have, or a little induction pan, a thermos, salt and pepper shaker. That's pretty cool. Then you got a big storage space underneath here. You can kind of see all the different things you could fit inside of that storage. You also have storage up underneath the bed. So you got some shelving down through here. So usable clothing storage or kitchen storage, however you want to use it, with adjustable shelving. See if this all looks the same. Yeah, all of that is similar. You never know until you open everything if it's going to be the same or if it's different. Your induction cooktop, big window here. And then we have our, what looks like a microwave or convection oven. It has an open button, but I don't know. I think you have to have maybe the power on to open that because it's not just opening up. Got your pots and pans down in there, so spots for all that. Kind of nice they have all that in here. You can see exactly what the cookware and stuff that would fit in there is going to look like. Turn back around this way, touchscreen control panel here. You got your TV on this wall, so it does come with a TV installed. That's about a 32-inch screen TV. Having a little bit more storage, some shelving through this space, and then it looks like this is going to detach from the wall. Looks like it's a 2-hand operation. I don't want to mess with that, but I do. Let's see if we can figure out what this is going to do here. I got to set the camera down for y'all. We're going to...
Now, this, how many?
Okay. I just wanted to see what it's going to do so I can explain it. It's a swivel mount. So this, that's actually pretty neat. So this whole plate right here is all connected into the TV mount that extends out and swivels out. So it's like the whole frame comes out with the TV to swivel that around and to extend it out closer to the bed. So that's pretty neat as well. You also have all your overhead storage. There are latches down underneath these cabinets right there that hold them in place. You can see your storage space through here. Looks like we have some power accessories there. That's your master volt power system. And then those will be soft close as well. Come around this way, we got some storage space back behind here. Does have Starlink on the roof. There's Starlink on the roof, there's solar on the roof, and I don't remember what else. I can't get up there to look at it, so I just had to throw my camera up there and see what I could see from my camera. Got your other little mini refrigerator spot right there, and then as we go into this bathrooms portion, really nice, really lightweight door as well. You can feel they're using a, you know, kind of custom material, whether it's like a composite or a, I don't know if it's a carbon fiber or a fiberglass, whatever it may be, is really, really lightweight. And you can even see here, like, no seals anywhere in this motorhome. So your ceiling panel literally goes right into this wall right here, and that's all one piece. Like, that's some crazy construction right there. I can't even fathom what they must go through to kind of design and create these pieces that are seamless all through here. I mean, that is not a bead of caulk or anything like that. That is the exact same material going down into the sidewall. That's pretty dang cool, and that's consistent all the way throughout this motorhome. That's wild. Got your, wow, massive sink right here. That is huge. Really cool design on that as well. And that's all like a, feels like a ceramic-like material or something along those lines. Got your access to, looks like water pumps and things of that nature under there. Got some medicine cabinet storage. Nice lighting in this area. Some outlets in that space. Got your front lighting, so like Megan, my wife, she cannot stand overhead lighting in the bathroom, so really nice lighting on that, having it directly over or in front of the mirror, or behind the mirror, I guess, shining directly in your face. Then we have our shower head up over here, so you can take a shower in this spot. You can see here if I'm standing in this motorhome. Ceiling height's probably only good for about 6'2" or so, and then going in and out of the door, I do have to duck just a little bit more ceiling height in here, maybe like 6'3", but nonetheless, not fantastic, but it's doable. If you're under 6'3", you'll be fine for sure. But nice shower head here. You'll be able to take a shower in this area. The whole base of this is all designed to be waterproof. And then we have our toilet area, which is kind of in its own designated space. And then this toilet looks like it'll likely spin around to give you access to actually be able to sit on it. And it'll still be like a cassette style toilet in here, which is pretty common for what we see in Europe. Have your vent fan, have your window, and then a towel warmer right here. So a towel rack that also doubles as a warmer. So pretty cool. Then the last thing we have is our direct access into the driver's cab of this motorhome. So through this door, you get the fun, cool access through this space into your Unimog chassis. Really neat to be able to get in and out of that box super easily. And there is a big enough like space there where you can crawl back and forth between this area when needed. And then it will just lock closed like so. And now twist that latch up and now that is locked. So pretty dang cool. Very curious y'all's thoughts on a motorhome like this. This is unlike anything that we see in the United States by a pretty considerable margin, not only with the chassis, but also just the interior design as well. So pretty unique, pretty special. There's a lot that can be talked about on a motorhome like this, more than we even went into detail here. So if you have any questions about anything, something I missed that you would like to know, or I don't know, just something I maybe might have not spoke on that you might know, add those questions down below in the comments. Add any comments for yourself that you may have if you know any information about this motorhome build here that I don't. That's what the comment section is for the viewers that are watching to get as much information as possible. And if you have some information, share it with us, because I would love to learn and the viewers watching would love to learn. So that's all I got for y'all. Let me find the specs and price real quick, and then we'll go ahead and get you on your way. So European or euros, I guess, this is going to be right around like 580,000 euros. So that's going to convert to right around 680,000 US dollars. So that's kind of what we're looking at here with a build like that. That feels fully justified to me the more I was kind of picking apart and just seeing the details of the construction and everything in there. Really curious your guys' thoughts though on what you think about kind of the price on that. You can also order these from them because they do all custom builds and they only build, you know, a small number of these every year. So if you're really looking at purchasing one of these, they start at a base price around like 515,000 euros, which would be about 615,000 US dollars, and then goes up, you know, there's about $100,000 price difference with the list of options that you could get. So very curious what y'all think. Again, this is the 2026 Mog X. Very cool looking motorhome on the Mercedes Unimog chassis. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. And until next time, live firmly unbound.